Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business. Listen, I apologize if you were on the live just a minute ago and my provider did what my provider does. But good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family, and what's up to everybody watching behind the scenes today on TikTok. If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. And if you are a returning friend, go ahead and put that fish in the chat. We love to recognize our newbies over here for the first time, and to also recognize our returning friends. So good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Today's agenda consists of an energy cleanse, which is a brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, followed by some divine downloads and earworms. Then we'll get into the overall energy reading and collect some insights and observations. I will confirm everything that I told you with the tarot card reading, and then we will close this out with some final thoughts. All right. Now, some of y'all been up tossing and turning all night. Some of y'all ain't been able to sleep. Some of y'all at work dealing with people and they funky energy. Some of y'all are over here just like trying to make sense of your whole entire life right now. All right. So what I always like to do is just to level set and ground ourselves, right? Because it doesn't matter what messages are coming through for you. And I know I got some explosive messages. If you're not in a position to receive it, it's a moot point. Okay. So I want you to find your scrub brushes, toothbrushes, wig brushes, scalp brushes, paint brushes, whatever type of cleaning brush you can find, because it's important for us to get ourselves into a position to receive. And especially after that just happened, we definitely want to make sure that we're in a position. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to put those scrub brushes in the chat, because it's time for us to get into it. All right, here we go. Now, before we move forward, let's take a minute to level set and ground ourselves. And a simple way to do this is by just cleansing our energy through breath work and sound. Okay, we want to take in a couple deep breaths, hold it, and exhale very slowly. With each inhale, we want to be able to invite clarity and balance. And with each exhale, we want to be able to release any tension or any distractions. Okay, we want to do this 3 times. All right, here we go. All right, now we want to clear up any remaining stagnant energy and resetting with our girl Boo Boo and bring us one into alignment with presence. All right, here we go. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask you for your guidance and your wisdom during this reading. Please surround me with your light and your love. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring clarity and insight for the highest good of all of those who are involved and for the harm of none. Thank you, and amen. All right, y'all, listen, if y'all are ready to have some fun, honest, and safe interaction, remember, this is a safe space. Your honesty and your transparency is appreciated. We all been a fool in love before, and today just may be your turn. Ain't nobody judging you, boo. If you ready to have an engaging dynamic time, I want you to go ahead and put those cooking emojis in the chat, because as I said before, I was so rudely interrupted. I have been hearing this song since 12:45 a.m. and it is now 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know who this is about, but whoever this is for is definitely trying to stop me from getting it out there. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to put those cooking emojis, because I promise you, Spirit about to cook up something, and it's time for us to get into it. All right. If y'all ready for it, here we go. All right, y'all. So each day, I always take a minute to reflect upon the immediate energies that Spirit is showing me. And sometimes it's through divine messages or earworms. And today I am getting this earworm. And it's interesting because, like I said, it's been playing in my head for the last couple of hours, okay? And I just keep hearing, and we've had this song before, so I don't know who this is for, but I just keep hearing Mariah Carey, her song, It's a Wrap. It's off of Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, which was released back in 2009, okay? But the part of the song that I keep on hearing is when she says, "'Cause when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. You're so dead wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong." And then, you know, she goes, "Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo, baby, it's a wrap," okay? I just keep hearing her keep saying, when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Okay, you did wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. And Tiffany on TikTok is like, "Not again." Yes, girl, again. Now, for some reason, there is an emphasis on, "'cause when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone." And how many of y'all know that when that fire is gone, it's just gone? Raise your hand in the chat. If you've ever been in a situation where you know that you've been with somebody and once that energy is just gone, it's just gone. It's just gone. Okay? So I don't know who this is for, but I'm ready to get into it because it definitely feels like the connection, the spark, the drive, the interest, the desire, the whatever it is that needs to go, it's not going no more. Okay, it's just gone. And it doesn't matter how much you try to rekindle it, how much you try to connect it, how much you try to change the battery, it just ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And so somebody just don't have gas no more. All right. So if y'all ready to get into it, I want you to go ahead and put those tea kettles, because I want to know who's struggling.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it. All right. So if y'all ready to get into it, I want to see those tea kettles. All right. Here we go. Now, when understanding energy, it's important to know that Spirit talks to us in abundant ways. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, coincidences, numbers, sometimes colors. Right now, I'm very heavily attracted to the color blue right now, you know. So it's like, what is that about, you know? Which is truth. Okay. Truth. All right. So the overall energy reading for today. What is the overall energy reading for today, Spirit? All right, here we go. Into me, I see. Into me, I see. Okay. Now, some of you may know this by the word intimacy, but when you break down the word intimacy, you see into me, I see. Okay. Into me, I see. And so this is one of, to me, the most beautiful cards that you can pull out of this deck, because this is about the nakedness and intimacy of who you are as a person, as a whole, as an individual. This is your rawness, your the fullness of who you are. When you're being exposed, you're naked. Okay. And I'm not talking about a physical naked. I'm talking about like a mental naked, like the things that, the conversations that you can have, the feelings that you can expose, like that, just rawness, right? That fragility, that vulnerability, right? How many of y'all have ever really had that psychological safety in a relationship to where you feel like you can communicate those things? If you have experienced that in a relationship, okay, I want you to go ahead and put the white heart in the chat, because those types of connections are far few and in between. And if you're very fortunate and lucky to be able to have that, we need to celebrate that right now, okay? Now, the truth that we need to hear for our journey is what? Maybe that's probably why they're so wrong. All right, what is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? Health, okay? I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, okay? So here we go with the color green, okay? Green, bluish, right? But this is about health, okay? This is about you honoring the physical vessel that enshrines your soul, okay? Which also goes back to that vulnerability, right? All of us tend to think and believe that our bodies are like we're immortal. Like nobody ever wants to think about death, right? But one thing in life is for sure. The one thing that's for sure and constant in life is death, okay? And life is not promised to anybody, all right? So that's even a vulnerability that we have, right? It's just admitting that our mortality is always near. You know, we hope to live a long life and be in good health, but that's not promised to anybody, you know? And we should really respect the fragility of life, okay? Now, guides to the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us today? Okay. The sovereignty of magic. This is about synchronicities, miracles, and spiritual forces. Now, let me point this out to you guys. I talked about this earlier because we started to go live about 20 minutes prior to now, and the internet went out. And I shared with you guys, I was like, somebody's spiritual team don't want me to get this message out, because I was dead smack in the middle of speaking when the internet just went out. Okay, went out. Okay, so this is about the magical powers of how things aggregate to come together. Even if you look at her, like she has like a magical headpiece on here. Okay, this is about the health, the well-being, the integrity of who you are at its core, whether that be good or bad, okay? Whether that is good or bad. This is about the integrity of who you are at your core. You know, when you think about it from this perspective of we are spiritual beings, we're in a physical body and we have a soul, right? When you look at your soul is what houses your, how do I say this very gently? Your morals, your values, your beliefs, okay? And that's where things get very deceptive, because your spirit man, okay, which is your higher self, your 5D and above, it is always connected and always trying to guide you. But when we talk about the war of the flesh, we're talking about the war of your soul. Does that make sense? And where your soul is. So what we're talking about is at the rawness of who you are, at the core of who you are. What does that say about you? Are you taking care of your physical body as much as you are and should be your emotional body, right? Are you talking about are you taking care of your spiritual body, right? A lot of us talk about the physical body and going to the gym and working out, doing all that. And those things are great, but it's not limited to that. Okay. It's not limited to that. Okay. Now, Divine Spirit, what messages do you have for us today? It's so much more to life than being attracted, you know, being attractive and attracted. Support. The right help will come. Allow me, divine beloved, to let go, relax, and enjoy the process, knowing that it is safe to offer all of your capable hands. The right actions are always shown, and the right help always come. Didn't I tell you guys that your spiritual guide, your spiritual forces, your 5D self or higher is trying to guide and correct you? Okay, your spiritual self is trying to give you something. Listen, the color green is here. The color green is here. Okay, the color green is here. But this is about spiritual forces sending support. Okay, the signs, the synchronicities, the wonders, the coincidences, the things that seem like it just is too good to be true. These things are here and happening for a specific reason. Okay, these things are happening for a specific reason. Now, what are some signs that this message could be for you? Dice. If you know that you've been taking chances on this person or taking chances on something, I want you to put the dice in the chat. If you took a chance, if you took a risk, if you took a gamble, okay, go ahead and put in the chat dice. This is about chances. This is about chances. And as I said, I keep hearing the specific part of the song where she keeps saying, you're dead wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. When it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. You so wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. Okay. So this is a very interesting energy this morning. I'm just going to tell you. Now, as we start to shift to more personal insights, okay, it's important that you keep in mind to accept what resonates with you and leave what doesn't, okay? You would never go down there to the baby Foot Locker and buy your favorite pair of brand new Jordans, okay, and try to put them on your big overgrown feet. You would just never try to do that. So don't take what I'm saying today and try to make it fit your situation if it doesn't, okay? If it don't fit, you must quit, all right? Ain't that what I was about to say Al Sharpton, that wasn't his name, Johnny Cochran said, okay? If it don't fit, you must quit, all right? So I'm just trying to tell y'all. It's I feel it. Whew. Somebody took a risk. Somebody took a risk and was very patient, kind, nurturing. And I feel like now it's gotten to the point where you had to put your foot down and put yourself first. Okay. That's where the irritant is coming from. No, it is not the right time. No, it is not the right time. Okay, that's the first insight that we have. The answer is no, it is not the right time. All right. I feel like one's spiritual team has been giving clarity, intuition, dreams, drawing your attentions to things through signs, synchronicities, and wonders. And I feel like somebody's been ignoring that. All right. Blessings. Blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive them and share them. Listen, the information that's coming to you right now during this time has been a blessing. You have not seen this as such, but this is eye-opening for you. This is transformative for you. I feel like the information that has been coming to you has been rejected because of fear, right? You're invested in this connection, and you should be if you're in a partnership with this person. However, what you're starting to see unravel is that this person's actions and words are not aligning. And it's interesting because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they were saying, you know, like, well, if it don't make sense to you, then you be quick to call it BS. And I'm like, yeah, it is, because the math ain't mathing. You know, the math should always 1 + 1 = 2. You're never going to convince me that 1 + 1 is 99. Like, you're just never going to convince me of that. Okay. And so it's one of those things where the math is not math in here. Okay. And you've been seeing it, you've been feeling it, but you're no longer being deceived. You're no longer being manipulated to seeing or viewing this in a different perspective or in a different light. Okay. I know it's pop culture now to use the word gaslit, and everybody's familiar with it, but it definitely feels like you have been led to believe that the things that you have been feeling, the things that you have been seeing, the things that you have been knowing were not true. Okay. And now you're starting to see the consequences of that, meaning things are starting to come to the forefront. And now you're starting to see the result of you not following your intuition, not following your higher self, not listening to yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, we have got to learn how to trust ourselves, okay? Release. You are being asked to release any toxic people or situations from your life. You deserve to be free of all drama, and this is the first step to achieve that, okay? This is the first step to achieve that. I'm telling you this. I just hinted towards this when I was talking about the health piece. Okay. So this is about you releasing. If this microphone is on, I want you to put a microphone in the chat, because I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. She said, when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. You did wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. Dirty money, laundering, stealing, illegal. Okay. So somebody may be having illegal, alternative ways of making money in this connection. Okay. Not being honest about money. Okay. That'd be stressful enough by itself, right? What is the tea? Ooh. Y'all, like 3 cards want to come out right now. And like, I don't want to take all 3 of those, but I'm just curious what they are. Scarcity tactics. Ooh, listen, listen, listen. Bad karma just fell out. Scarcity tactics just fell out. As well as dirt digging, looking for dirt on you and vice versa. I wonder what that's about. I'm just curious now. All right, looking you up. Somebody is looking you up. researching you, studying you, getting info. Okay, so I'm going to keep these 3 cards, but I'm not going to put them up there just yet. I'm just going to put them down here. All right. Ooh, y'all, listen. What lies beneath here? I don't know what this is about. She said, when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Uh-oh. Caught. Finding evidence. Getting caught. Cheating. Okay, so there's definitely some dishonesty going on here. This is definitely some dishonesty going on here. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Whew. I don't think that you realize that finding out the truth was the blessing that it was. I think a lot of times in relationships, we look at closed doors from a deficit instead of looking at it as being a deposit or credit to our lives, right? Getting back your time, getting back your life, reclaiming the victory. Determined, persistent, still holding on. Flowers, gifts. Okay, so somebody is still holding on. Didn't I just tell y'all? When it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Okay. What is the true emotion here? I want to know who business this is for real. All right. Drinking, toxic lifestyles. Okay. So something may become an issue when this person drinks. All right. For example, there are some people that I know who, when they are intoxicated, they cannot control their body parts. Right. That could be you. That could be them. It goes down when they on that brown, okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. It goes down when they on that brown. All right? Now, the true crime here is what? All right, 2 cards fell out. Money came out and landfill came out. Okay, so this definitely has something to do with some money. All right, this definitely has something to do with money and trash. Okay, trash. Okay. I'm gonna stop there. And let's figure out what is going on here. And then we're gonna figure out whose business this is. Y'all go ahead and start dropping y'all zodiac signs in the chat, and we're going to look at this here in a second. Person A, I definitely feel like you are the one who is releasing this situation. You don't realize that there is a lot of toxicity and drama here. That word has come out twice already. This is a blessing from the universe that you're seeing this person for who they are. This person may... I got to be careful how I say this. This person may, let's be clear, there may have legitimately, sincerely, genuinely, and honestly have been a connection with this person prior to. But just because you have the chemistry, the connection, the conversation, the compatibility, does not necessarily mean that it is the time for you to pursue this relationship. And when people show you who they are, you have got to believe it. Okay, you have got to believe it. And I think that you are definitely disappointed that this relationship did not materialize in more ways than what it did. Okay, That I feel is person A. Person B here, I feel has gotten caught up in some type of scandal of some sort. Um, it has something to definitely do with money. Okay, so definitely got something to do with money. Okay, so I guess like someone's finding evidence, someone got caught, someone's cheating, they've been laundering money from you, taking money from you. If you have joint accounts, or you have a joint adventure that you've been saving up money for, it feels like they have been stealing money to pay for their alternative lifestyle. Okay, I feel like this person is very determined, all right, to try to get things back, and they may even tell you these things when they're drinking. Okay, when they're drinking, they become a whole different person. All right, so they may start pouring out their hearts, their feelings, and their emotions once they have been drinking. All right, I'm going to keep this bad karma card here as well as the scarcity tactics, because I do feel like when this person is drinking, they're doing things that terrifies you because they are becoming a whole different person. And this digging up dirt card still goes here with this looking you up. Okay, so it's like they're trying to find evidence of something going on that is not happening. Like they're trying to they've been exposed, so it's like now it's like, because I see you for who you are and I accept you for who you are, now you're trying to find reasons to discredit me. You see how that's working? The gaslighting, like I said, the manipulation, the deceit, okay, all of those things. All right. Ooh, child, if y'all ready to get into this, I want y'all to put those doggone magnifying glasses, because I want to know who business this is. It's time for us to zoom in, child. We ain't judging. We listening, but we ain't judging. We talking about you to your face now. All right, so if y'all ready to get into it, here we go. Person A, you are coming in as the Lovers. So this is all of my air signs. Where are my Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You are coming in as the Lovers today. This is about love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice of strength of two being together, which is what I was telling you essentially about earlier. If you or your person is an air sign, I want you to put those clouds in the chat. Okay, put the clouds in the chat. Now, person B. Who is person B? Person B is coming in as the Hierophant in reverse. These are my earth signs. Where are my Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns. If you or your person is either an air sign or a earth sign, I want you to put the earth or the clouds in the chat. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you're coming in with personal beliefs, freedoms, going against the grain, unconventional, foolish, generosity, fertility, unorthodox, crispy. What? I think this is supposed to be in 2 words. Unorthodox and hypocrisy. Blind faith and misconceptions. Okay. Child, I don't know who business this is, but we about to get into it. Listen, baby. Listen. Unorthodox is about right for person B. If y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to put those coffee cups, because baby, it's time for us to get into this. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Now keep in mind, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So listen, unless you know where you and all your placements are, you can't say what is not for you, child. What about your boo? And if the message resonates, it just resonates. You can watch and be entertained, because we'll talk about you one day if we ain't talking about you today. All right, here we go. What is going on with my air and earth signs? Air and earth signs. Ooh, Lord. Child. You did wrong, so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. That's all I keep hearing. All right. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you are coming in this morning as the 5 of Swords. You are feeling very conflicted right now. Okay, very conflicted. This is, like I said in the beginning, okay, there is an emotional rawness and vulnerability that is here. There is the feeling of, I'm invested, because that was the word I used earlier today. I'm invested. I'm in it for the long run, but I don't feel like this is nurturing me. Okay, I feel like we've ran as far as we can go, and now it's like it's time for us to really just pump the brakes. Things may have gotten out of hand between you and this connection. Things were going good until they weren't. Okay, I feel like this earth sign, and remember, the energy can be inverted, so you could be person B, you know, and be the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, but regardless, with this 5 of Swords, there's a lot of conflict here, and I think there's a lot of disappointment here, but I also feel like you really don't want to acknowledge the hurt because you are so invested in this connection. It's like you're almost second guessing. It's almost like you're gaslighting yourself.
But what the hell, what?
It's almost like you know the truth, but instead of you wanting to accept the truth, you continuously try to fabricate a narrative. Like your perception is distorted, so it's like you're fabricating a narrative to make yourself feel comfortable in an uncomfortable, toxic situation, right? And you're not being honest with yourself about how you're really truly feeling about this. To have this level of disrespect, it's a lot of controversy here because you took a chance on this person. And this is not someone who you would have seen yourself with before. You took a chance with this person. And now that you've taken this chance and you've been invested and you have been going in this for the long haul, okay? Now you're starting to see that all that glitters isn't gold. Okay, that new car smell done wore off, and now you're mad every time you got to pay your car note. Okay, and it is conflicting to you because now that you realize that you're really getting the short end of the stick, your pride and your ego. Remember I said the war of the flesh. Remember we were talking about that? Your spirit self is trying to lead you out of this. But your physical self is like your pride and your ego. It's like, I can't let go of this because I don't want other people to know that I've made a fool out of myself with this. Does that make sense? If you are feeling conflicted right now, I want you just to go ahead and put the Joker card in the chat. Go ahead and put the Joker card in the chat. Now, person B. Well, I ain't say it's the big joker or the little joker. I just said the Joker. All right, person B. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you are coming in right now as the Emperor in reverse, okay? You are coming in feeling very threatened and insecure right now. Okay, very threatened and insecure right now. It's almost like you're being knocked off of that pedestal, as you should have been for quite some time, a long time ago. You was on a pedestal that you never deserved to be on in this person's mind. You literally sold a fantasy, a fairy tale. You sold a narrative to make someone think, feel, and believe that you are a version of yourself that you were not. And the truth, I feel, would come out each and every time this person would drink. Okay, each and every time this person would drink, this person's whole demeanor, that their authentic self. You know, there's a saying in the hood. I don't know if y'all hood, where y'all from, y'all ever heard this before, but you know, over here in my hood, they say a drunk man don't tell no lies. And I feel like when this person gets to drinking, and they do this very frequently, this person feels like they go out week after week, you know, multiple times a week. They're often at the bar. They're often drinking even when they're not at home. Like they almost have a drinking problem, I would venture to say. But I also feel like when this person has been drinking, their authentic self comes out. Their true feelings comes out. Okay, the disrespect comes out. The reckless mouth comes out, like the flirtations, you know, things like that. So I'm also going to say, when this person has been drinking, which is often, okay, like they're more inebriated than not. Okay, they're more inebriated than not. And they misappropriate a lot of money when they're drunk, and they can't control their body parts. Okay, this person may also be highly attracted to like people that are like, I want to say bottle girls, or like, you know, people who work like in a club setting, that are highly attractive people. Okay, like maybe exotic dancers, like people who have like that look, like they have no shame. They just go for the gusto and go for what they know. Okay, and they don't think anything of it, but it is very disrespectful, right? And so this is the version of them that you were not exposed to prior to now, that you're being exposed to. Because going back to what I said in the beginning, your spiritual team is starting to show you those signs, those synchronicities, those patterns. Like your spiritual team is starting to do the work on you to show you who this person really truly is. So it's a polarizing, stark difference to this person when they're sober and this person of when they're drinking. Okay, and because they're more so drinking more likely than not, this person's demeanor is more negative than it is positive. Okay, and it's almost like they get to the point to where they don't even remember the stuff that they were doing while they were drinking. Okay, so the fact that they are now being called to clean up their lifestyle is what is becoming very threatening to them. Okay, it's becoming very threatening to them because now they can't hide behind this shield. Okay, there is some truth that is being revealed to you, if not already, about this person that is exposing them on a vulnerable scale, on a higher level, that is showing how raw they are, and is challenging their personal beliefs about what they think is appropriate and what is the right thing to do. Okay, this person, like, if you know what I'm talking about with this person's like rawness right now, can you put the little emoji with the like that emoji in the chat? All right, now what is favorable about this connection? There's a lot of work and effort that is being put into this connection right now. Okay, there is a lot of investment being made into this connection. And that's what I said early on. I said there has been an investment made here of your time, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is why you're like, I don't want to leave this alone. I don't want to let this go because I've put in so much work and so much effort into this. Like, you are over committed to this. You have been sold the dream. You bought the dream. You don't want to let it go, child. You just like, I'm here for it. And you don't care how much this person is dragging you. You don't care about how much this person is leaving you hanging. You literally are white knuckling it to the very last drop. And that has been favorable. It has been admirable. It has been, this has taught you more about yourself than what I think you realize it has taught you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Now, what is consequential or problematic about this connection? The Two of Wands. Okay. You have been knowing for quite some time, if you are being honest with yourself, which we know that you necessarily have not been, you've been knowing for quite some time that you got to make a different choice. It's time for you to make a different choice and a better decision. And you've been trying to think about, it's that fork in the road. You've been trying to think about what is the best path forward? What is the path of least resistance here? But then it's almost like because you're overcommitted to this, you don't want to let this person down. You don't want to leave them alone. You don't want to express that you're dissatisfied, because if you really look at it, the onus is on you for why you allowed this person to say, be, and do the things that they've said, be, and do to you. So this is very problematic, okay? This is very problematic. It feels like you want to overcome, like you're being solution oriented and solution based. But what your spirit team is trying to tell you is that this is not the time, this is not the place, this is not the opportunity. Like, you do much better off being by yourself.
Get that garbage out of here.
And even though there is this connection, even though there is this rapport with each other, you guys have gone as far as you can go in this connection with this person. And it feels like it's been difficult, okay? This feels like this has been a difficult decision for you to be able to try to make. And if you know that you've been putting in all the work, and you know, I mean, like, you're physically putting in all the work, but mentally and emotionally, you know that you're checking out, right? You know that you're checking out. It's like you don't have the stamina, right? And it's like you're trying to be emotionally mature. You're trying to have these imperative key conversations with this person. This person is not listening. This person is not receiving it. They're not paying attention because this is not a conversation for them to have. And what's crazy is that your spirit team has been trying to get you to wake up for quite some time. But it's almost like you going through... It's almost like you snoozing through your alarm. You know it's time to go get up. That thing been going on for the last 45 minutes and you just keep sleeping. And it's almost to where it's frustrating your spiritual team, if we're being honest. Okay? It's almost frustrating to them. Because it's like, you keep asking for signs, synchronicities, confirmations. Some of you are even here now like, oh my God, like, this is exactly what I've been feeling and saying. And you do nothing with this information. You literally do nothing with it. Okay? So it's almost like you got to be held accountable too for the decisions you make and the decisions you don't make. For every action and inaction, there is a direct consequence to both. So you will be held accountable for what you do and what you don't do. Okay? And that's where it's really getting to be abrasive, right? It's really starting to get frustrating because it's like, what is really happening here? All right? Now, what this is trying to teach you, get out your feelings about it. With this Four of Cups, get out your feelings about it. Okay? Stop acting like it's nothing. All right? It is something. It is a big deal when someone tells you they're going to do something and they don't do it. It is a big deal when people leave you waiting and they should not have been keeping you waiting. It is a big deal. It is a big deal that this person cannot control their behaviors. It is a big deal that this person keeps promising you something more serious than what they're willing to give. This person is very much so emotionally inadept. This person is coming from a closed-hearted space. They don't really know what love is. They make a habit of going from person to person, thing to thing. They don't spend time by themselves. And the reality is they really do need to be by themselves. This person loves the idea of love and companionship and partnership, but they don't love the work that is required of those types of relationships in order to be collaborative and to be healthy and to be thriving. That's where they fall off. And that's where it becomes problematic. Okay, that's exactly where it becomes problematic, because there's always this promise that they're going to do something better. They're going to change. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And then they continuously do the same things over and over again. And you're just sitting here looking at them like, really? You know, like, is this really what we're about to do? But here's the thing. I'm going back to this money situation. Okay, let me look this up, because this money card. Why is this money card? Why is money here? What's going on with the money? That's the question. What is going on with money here? For some of you, you may live with this person, type of conversation about a plan to save money up, to do something else, or to be able to afford a different quality of life than what you're able to obtain on your own. We got the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Five of Swords in reverse. The Five of Swords in reverse. And then we got the Six of Pentacles upright. So there's some false ideas about money that has been, I keep hearing the word privilege. It feels like person B in this narrative has access to a lifestyle that you, person A, perceive this as being the life, okay? The life. And this is where you're starting to realize that, again, all that glitters is not gold, okay? I don't know if this person is a promoter or is in the entertainment industry. They feel like they have a rock star lifestyle. Okay, they definitely feel like a rock star lifestyle, which goes back to why I'm probably keep seeing these bottle girls and I keep seeing like strippers and things like that. But it definitely feels like this person lives a privileged, cushioned rock star lifestyle. Okay, they may even own several LLCs, and they have like this chronic desire to like be like a serial entrepreneur, but they never really got into that full business owner lane yet, where they have like multiple employees. Like, so like they always start something that they can't finish, but they can't finish it because they sleeping all day, because they up all night drinking and doing stuff. Like, it's very interesting energy. Okay, so for person A in all of this, you're starting to feel conflicted about it, because it's like, okay, you can do all of these different things. Like, yeah, you can buy me the handbags, you can give me the lifestyle, you can give me the cars, we can live in this nice townhouse in Buckhead and do all of that. But at the end of the day, what else do I get out of this? Because when I look at it, I have the material things, but I don't have a peace of mind.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And so that's where this becomes heavily problematic as well. Hold on. This thing on TikTok gets on my nerves. Hold on. All right. So that's where it's becoming problematic, okay? Because, and that's where you have to get out your feelings too. I don't know who this is for, but I just heard loud and clear, God is calling you into a different season, a different phase of your life. You've outgrown this. You've outgrown this. And you also think that you cannot afford to do things on your own. There's an unhealthy codependency that is here. When it comes to this person and this relationship and this connection, there is a very much so unhealthy connection here. Some of you, not all, person A, you may be going to school for something or wanted to go to school for something, and this person's lifestyle has afforded you the privilege of doing something. Like, there is an investment of some sort on multiple ways, and I keep hearing the word investment. Okay, there's an investment here. All right, now what do you need to do to heal? The Four of Pentacles, okay, in reverse. You need to give yourself this level of grace and compassion that you've been giving to this other person, okay? There is a selflessness here about you that, if we be honest about how everything is occurring, you know good and doggone well that you really sincerely have not been happy for quite some time, person A. You know for quite some time that you have been feeling like you're suffocating, because there is a piece of you that hides behind the facades of social media. There's a piece of you that's hiding behind the imagery of what you think is. But your real friends who know you, who know the authentic versions of you, know that you're not happy. And they can see it. They can smell it. It's almost like blood in an ocean for a shark. They sense that you have been struggling to acknowledge that this is unhealthy.
You know how I feel. Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here, and I know that it's not.
So there is a vulnerability here like no other. Okay? And what Spirit is saying to you today is make the step, make the choice to be committed to yourself, to love yourself enough to learn how and when to walk away. Keep your head high, shoulders back, and walk away. And that's what you need to do. Because the longer you stay here, the more you're going to go against the grain of what Spirit really has for you. You keep saying, I trust, I'm not resistant, I'm on the path of least resistance. Like you keep talking yourself into believing a narrative that does not exist. And I said that early on. You're taking a whole lot of chances, doing a whole lot of risk. And it's like your angels are like, how many red flags do I got to show you? How many signs do I have to keep revealing to you? How many ways do I have to keep telling you? You need to leave this alone.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
You got choices to make. You have choices and decisions that you could be making. And instead of resisting what you don't understand, submit to what you don't understand.
What?
Submit to it. It may not make sense today, but as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, life in real time makes no sense. Life in hindsight makes all the sense in the world. Okay? And this is one of those things that you're not going to understand beyond the here and now. But once you get past this hiccup, speed bump, you will see that you releasing and letting go of this situation was the biggest blessing that you can give to yourself. Okay? And I feel like you're gonna get to the point of where you have become so sick and tired of being sick and tired of things just being miserable, things just not going well for you. Feeling like your dreams, your aspirations, your plans, your desires, it feels like everything is working against you. Okay? And it is because you're not in the right place at the right time.
Oh my God.
You're forcing yourself to stay someplace that you don't belong. Okay? And that's the issue. All right? That's the issue. You don't want to start over. Nobody does. Whoever wants to start over. You know, nobody does. Okay? But I feel like you're going to get to the point where you will. You're no longer going to be confused about what to do. Okay, you're no longer going to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I think you're going to be very decisive about what your next step looks like. But you're conflicted. You're definitely conflicted. Because this is not the outcome that you were hoping for. All right, this is not the outcome that you were hoping for. This was not the plan. This was not the plan. All right? You got to take your energy back. You got to surround yourself with people who are going to love and support you on your journey, that are going to give to you. Because, as I said, you've been giving so much to this other person to only be met with lukewarm responses. Okay? To only be met with the chronic infidelity and the dishonesty about financial matters. Okay? I feel like this person also led you to believe that they got more going on for themselves than what they really do. So there's a false sense of security all the way around in this connection. Everything was going well until all of a sudden it wasn't. And this is where Spirit is trying to get you to detach. Get out your feelings. Step away from your heart for right now. Okay? It's time for you to take a step back and to think about this holistically. What specifically is it that you could be doing that is a better use of your time, better use of your resources? Like everything could be so much better for you. But instead, you keep holding on to this dead weight here, and Spirit is saying to release it. Period. What has Gemini, Libra, Aquarius so afraid to leave this connection alone? You feel like you don't have any other options. You feel like this is the best that you can do. And it's not. You have the Queen of Wands. You don't have the confidence in yourself. Several cards just fell down. Yeah. You don't have the confidence. Like, you kind of like stay to yourself, but you don't have the confidence. You feel like you're unapproachable, like you don't meet people, or you feel like you don't meet the people that you feel like you deserve. But what I'm here to tell you is you will attract the right people if you put yourself in the right energetic circles of what it is that you're looking for. See, for some reason or another, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you are attracted to a lifestyle. I go back to the imagery. There is an imagery here. There is a lifestyle that is present, that it feels like this person can offer you, but they really cannot offer you what you think they can offer you. And
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble.
Social media have a lot of people losing their mind. You know, seriously. We got the Eight of Swords in reverse. You've been turning this blind eye to a lot of this bad behavior. I said that early on, and I'm saying it again. You break up with this person just to go back to this person, just to break up with this person, just to go back to this person. Like, you keep playing this in and out game with this person over and over and over again. And then you wonder why when they don't come home and you're crying your eyes out and you're just like thinking about this, about how did you get here? Think about the decisions that you're making.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
You're ending up in these situations because you're not taking authority over your life. You're rendering all of your power to another person who has shown themselves as being incapable and unwilling to step into the leadership role that you're looking for this person to be. You're asking for a prince to become king. And that's even a stretch because they're not even a prince. They're not even ready. They're not ready. They're nowhere near being on that pedestal, being on that platform that you think that they are. They give you a lot of lip service. And you have given a lot of your power away to this person. And that's part of where you need to detach. That's why Spirit said, release this. This is a blessing. Focus on your health right now. Trust that the support is going to be there, that you're going to see all the signs, the synchronicities, everything is going to line up. Everything is going to materialize and metastasize and crystallize the way that it needs to, so that you can go on to become who you're supposed to become. But instead, you keep holding on to this narrative, thinking that something's going to change when it's not. The question that I have for you is, why are you refusing to let go? Why are you refusing to let go? What is it that is so imperative in this connection that you must hold on to it? Surely it's got to be something. I don't feel like this is wildly specific, and I don't know who this is for. We can't even say it's the sex that's got you confused, because this person is having way too much of that with other people, to the point to where you're trying to be intimate with them. They don't have it in them to be intimate with you because they already dried out from the other person, if that makes sense. And as I said that, look, the Ace of Wands, right? Every time I see this card, I always think about a woman's vagina. Okay, I don't know what it is about this card that makes me think about that, but that's what that comes to mind. Okay. But it also is speaking to the need for you to get some new wind underneath your wings. Okay. Yeah. What's the new wave? What's the refreshed perspective that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius need to take right now? I can tell you one thing is for sure. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is not happy about you getting ready to move on. That's funny that as I said that, the Devil card in reverse came out. Okay, you're getting ready to detach. You realize how toxic this situation is, and you're realizing how much you're just gonna have to free yourself, and it's paining you to do that. Okay, it's paining you to do that. But this, with this Strength card, this is going to empower you. You're going to get stronger and stronger each and every day. And see, this is where things get crazy, because with this Nine of Pentacles here in reverse, yeah. Let me tell you something. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is not going to like the fact that you are leaving them alone, and you're leaving them alone for good. Okay. They think that you're just talking. They think that you are just having another one of your psychotic episodes where you want to go off and break up with them and block them and cuss them out and lock them out their own house and all. You know how these lover quarrels go and things just get kind of crazy. So like, you telling this person that I'm done, that's it, I'm finished, like I'm checking out, like the buck stops here. They're listening to you and they're just like, yeah, that's cute,
That's funny.
but they don't believe you. Okay. And you have to recognize too that you kind of like did this to yourself. Every time you pretended to be angry and upset and take this person back, this is why you got to be careful about what you get upset about in your relationships, and you have to pick your battles wisely, because eventually you get to the point where you teach a person that the last straw wasn't the last straw, and that you're just mad and that you'll up and get over it. And so now that the sun is starting to rise, now that you're starting to have a new dawn, a new perspective, a new day, and the fog has cleared, you're now understanding more about how This is just like unhealthy on every aspect. Okay? And you're like, I no longer can hold back for this. I can no longer wait and hope that one day you'll marry me, or one day you'll be faithful, or one day you'll do this, or one day you'll do that, because it's been a whole lot of that for quite some time. This had you holding on to this false narrative that you continuously created for yourself with their help. This is like a fantasy that has just gone on way too long. And now it's just like, I'm tired of holding on by a spider web. I've given you the best that I got. And let me tell you something. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn love, okay? They love to talk a big game and act like they so nonchalant and they don't care. But baby, when I tell you, they will continue to research you, stalk you, look you up on the internet, honey. They will hire a private investigator. They will go to wits ends trying to keep up information on you. And that's why this person is looking up information on you, because you got to the point to where you like, you know what, I'm done. And they're like, well, what do you mean that you done? What do you mean that you done? And they don't believe you because you've said this so many times. They just like, yeah, that's cute. Ha ha. Like that Whitney Houston jip. Ha ha.
What do you mean by that?
Ha ha. Okay? And now that you're like, yeah, no, it's a no for me, dog. Now that you're there, they like, huh, so it got to be somebody. I want to know what you up here doing. I want to know. And the reality is, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. They going all around town asking all your friends where you been, who you been doing it with. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. This is about me realizing that when the music stops, I want to be okay with who I am. I want to be comfortable with the people who are in my life and know that when things get hard, you're not going to run and I'm not going to run. We're going to stick this through together. But the reality is, when this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius truly has this wake up moment and they look at this relationship authentically for what it is, with no filters, with no pretenses, with no blinders, they finally are starting to realize that everything that they thought that they had is not what they thought they had.
Completely not true.
And so you've been holding on to something that has drug you. And it's heartbreaking, right? Because it's like when you look back over your life and you have to take accountability for it. Again, the things that you do and the things that you don't do. You have to learn how to take accountability for it. And that's where you're looking at this and you're just like, yeah.
Try it.
But the reality is, you've allowed this person space and opportunity to be who they are. And now that you see what they choose to do with such space and opportunity, you know that that's not a real connection or a real look or a real, it's just not authentic, right? It's not what you want or need it to be.
I'm telling you right now, the
Okay? It just ain't real. It just ain't real. And the more you continue to hold on to this, the more you're starting to realize the time is just up. That's why we got no, this is not the right time. It's up. It's up.
Survey said.
You no longer can ignore this. Why is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn not taking this well? Judgment card and the Hangman in reverse. The Queen of Wands upright. They don't like the fact that you now see them for who they are. They valued that false image that you had when you were being irrational, when you were being gullible, when you were being naive. They valued that. And now that you got your confidence, now that you are standing on business 10 toes down, and you just like, you know what? I don't give a damn what you talking about. They can't handle it. They cannot handle it. Okay? They can't handle it. They are losing their skit.
I just want my baby.
They losing it. But here's the thing. They don't want to let go. But they never really held on to begin with. So it's like, what are we talking about here? What are we really talking about here? They getting all on Facebook, putting all these emotionally charged posts and tagging you to it.
Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla.
But where was that energy when I was trying to reconcile, when I was trying to have these conversations with you, when I was trying to repair our relationship? Where was this all this time? But instead, you wanted to act as if I had nothing that I was saying. You wanted to act like your mind was so blown. You wanted to act like I was making things up. Remember I said in the beginning of this reading, the gaslighting was real. The false pretenses was real. The false narratives were real. Everything about this was real. But if we really look at it,
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
everything about this was a lie. And now that you are finally waking up, or have finally woken up and realized just how trash this really was, now that you realize that all of the things that they keep saying on your phone, in your inbox, in your DMs, in your emails, you can come outside standing in the rain, singing Boys to Men, I'm in love with you, singing your drunk song and all that stuff like that. Like, you over here looking at them like,
The lie. There you go. The lie.
You are so fed up with them that you are not even giving them a second look. They can come sending you a bouquet of roses every day to your job, to your house. They can do all of the things that you wanted them to do all this time. They can even propose at this point, and you just gonna be looking at them like,
That's suspicious. That's weird.
what you do that for? You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no connection to this. And it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. You've been patient. You've been diligently waiting. You have been long suffering. Caught them with woman after woman, scandal after scandal, lie after lie. And then guess what?
A few moments later.
You right back. Right back in. They have sucked you in. It's almost like taking in a deep breath. They say what they got to do to prepare you for it, and they hold it for as long as they can. But that's only going to work for so long. Eventually, you're going to have to breathe again. And when that time comes, they over here stuck. It's like,
what more do you want from me?
And the reality is, I'm just asking you to do and to be who and what you said you can do and be. And the reality is, they're incapable. Asking them to be something that you want them to be is beyond the pale for them. You're violating their personal boundary, and you need to quit. You need to quit. And there is a boldness, there is a proudness that is coming with you in this, that is going to facilitate that urgency of you just being like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. There is a profound sense of urgency where you're just like, you know what? I'm good. Ooh, child. If y'all ready to get into this final outcome, I want you to put those paper, pen, and notebook emojis, in the chat. Because, honey, we have to find out how this story about to end. Okay? What is the potential final outcome for this? Because it definitely feels like person A took the long way to get here. And now that they have finally taken the steps and the precautions to do what they need to do, it feels like it's catching person B off guard. And they are so determined and being bullheaded, being very stubborn. They don't want to let go. And it feels like they're going to be doing any and everything to embarrass you, to try to get you back, to try to wear you down. The toxicity is coming out and being exposed. So if y'all ready to get to the bottom of this, I want to see those paper, pen, and notebook emojis, because it's time for us to figure out what is about to happen with this. Here we go. Now, as we talk about potential final outcomes, I say potential because nobody can predict free will. Like I said in the beginning, I'm telling you this information now. You're getting the information. You might not even do nothing with it right now. And then 6 months from now, you'll be like, you know what? I remember when Mimi said. All right. So, what's the potential final outcome for this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius dealing with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? Listen, you're not going to be making a blind decision anymore, folks. Okay? Listen, at this point, you like, I'm about to be a straight shooter. I don't care which way it go. I don't care who it hit. A hit dog will holler. I don't care. I don't care. I'm no longer going to be resistant to doing what I know I need to do, I don't care who it affects and how the cookie crumbles. I'm just going to let it go. You sitting up here holding on for dear life. You only been with this problem with this person for 8 years. And it feel like you've been there 84 years.
2,000 years later.
Okay? Like, it's time to just let it go. Eight of Swords again in reverse. I'm no longer going to be blinded to it. I'm no longer going to be suffocated. I'm no longer going to be stifled. I'm no longer going to pretend like I'm not hurt, like I'm not wounded, like this didn't do something to me. I know that you are not who you say you are. I know that this was all a lie. I know that this was all a game. I know that this was all a facade. It feels like this person wanted you for the same reasons that you wanted them. Like you made them look good. But the truth is coming out. It's nothing but dishonesty here. It's nothing but lies here. It's nothing but deceit. Everything here was a fantasy. It was a false reality. It was a false sense of security. And now everything is being exposed. And now that you are, well, not even being exposed, it will become revealed to you. And now that the truth has started to come out and set you free. Oh my God, they do not like the fact that you about to be outside, that you about to be dating. It's about to be the summertime. You looking good. You smelling good. Your natural pheromones are attracting all the boys to the yard.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
They ain't here for it. You have no thoughts, no words, no filters, no nothing for them. Like I said, they keep trying to do everything that they possibly can to try to get back in your good graces. And it really becomes one of those things. It's like, are you well? Are you sane? Like,
What the this cannot be.
It's almost like whoa, the audacity. You cheated on me, you lied to me, you betrayed me, you whatever. And then they want to sit up here and look at you like you did some injustice to them.
Illness.
They don't want to let it go. Persistent, diligent, dedicated, committed. Where was all that effort and energy when I needed you? Where was all that effort and energy when you were in my life and I felt like I needed you to live and to breathe? Remember in the beginning of this reading, I was talking about vulnerability and transparency and fragility and all of those different things about the sensitivity to life. There was so much dependency on this other person that you felt like you couldn't live without them. And now that you've gotten to the point where you can finally move on and do you and smile again and mean it and love again. And it's not even about loving other people. It's about loving yourself. You sitting over here looking at this person like,
To say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
And for some of you, it may be time that you just go ahead and change that number. And I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to. But if you don't change your number, they will be calling you all the time. I feel like they're going to call you every week for some goofy, strange reason, just to have a reason to call and aggravate you. They don't want nothing. They just calling just to be calling. And every time you look down at your phone, you like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person starts popping up at the places that you like to go to. I wouldn't be surprised if they start familiarizing themselves and doing like activities, things that you know you like to do. You've been trying all this time to get them to go play pickleball. Now all of a sudden you go play pickleball and they up there playing pickleball. It is almost like a fatal attraction. And it's scary. Because you just really want this person to beat it. And they won't. So I'm telling you now, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, prepare yourself for the shenanigans. Because they are not going to let this go easily. I just want to know, why won't they let it go? Why won't Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn let this go? Three of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, and then the Two of Wands. I think there is a self-disappointment that they thought they had this in the bag. They thought that you was down like 4 flat tires. They thought that they can come and go and do whatever they want to do, and it was never going to be in consequence because you kept taking them back before.
Down.
But now that you've grown up, now that you have evolved, now that you have become, now that you have put yourself as a priority and iced them out, they like, I'll do whatever I gotta do. I'll fight these obstacles. I'll overcome these mountains. And the thing is just like, bruh, don't nobody want you. Every time you come up in my caller ID, I feel depleted. You drain my battery just with the thought of you. And here's the thing. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because you are the diamond that you are not going to be single for long. You going to go outside and find you somebody that be, oh child, you ain't even going to be trying to find them. They're going to find you. And this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is not going to be able to handle it. They are going to be holding on to you for dear damn life. They don't care that they got another friend. They don't care that they got a new boo thing. You posting yours on social media, and they still coming at you like, and what that got to do with me? What?
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
You always gonna be my girl. At this point, it's almost a mental illness. Because their pride and their ego will not allow them to let you go. And to that point, all I can tell you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, to tell this earth sign, don't stop believing. Just don't stop. You can do anything you want to do in life. It just won't be me.
Bruh.
And I don't care how being future forward thinking and seeing, I feel like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, as soon as you move on from this connection, you're going to find somebody who wants to be with you, who takes you seriously. I do see you being engaged rather quickly, which is what makes this also a blessing for you, which is why it's important for you to release and focus on yourself and your healing. I do believe that once you start moving on with this other person, like this person is not, I feel like too, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn kept you hidden, but I do feel like with your new person, they will not hide you. So when this other earth sign that you're trying to get rid of starts to see the fact that you have started to move on with somebody else, like life is looking up for you, I feel like they're gonna always try to pull your card.
All a bunch of bullshit.
And the reality is, it's really not. It's really not. Like, you really are happy. You really in your bag. Like, you're really glowing. Like, your dreams, your aspirations, the things that you've been quietly hoping for, the things that you have been journaling about are manifesting in your life. Things are happening for you that wasn't happening for you with this other person. You over here feeling good.
Little butterfly in my stomach and vagina.
Okay? Like, it's no longer going to be so much of a force. And see, that's how you know when you're in the right place at the right time doing the right things, because things just flow. It just organically happens. And it's not your fault that this person is over here soaking in their foolery.
Clown.
You did that to you. Now all of a sudden it's my problem? This person got a country blues song singing in their mind. And it's just like, when do you stop? When do you quit? When do you let go? When do you take accountability? When do you be responsible? When do you? Spirit says it was good for you to go through this exercise because this taught you things about yourself that you were ill prepared to address. Now you're capable and ready to address. And he says also as well, don't punish yourself for having the faith, because you sowed those seeds of faith, then they will materialize.
What the fuck was that?
So don't punish yourself. Okay, don't punish yourself. Whoo, child. All right, that's all I got for you today, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let me know how this reading aligned with you. Does it give you the outcome that you were expecting? Does it bring you relief, some excitement, some hesitation? Like, if you could rewrite this outcome, what would it look like for you? I want you to write that down in the comment section below, okay? Because I definitely feel like you may be like, you know, what? Okay? So, yeah. And I mean, I get it, right? Nobody really wants to be involved in something like this for so long and just be in a fog. But honestly, you have done the best that you could absolutely do given the circumstances with this person. All right? So, with that being said, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot Experience. If you've enjoyed this reading, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and bookmark this reading. It's here for you at any time. If you ever want to come back and listen to what I had to say again, go ahead and come on back over here to my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer. Subscribe, okay? And make sure you like, rate, comment, share, do all those different things, you know? Anyway, I want to thank everybody who tuned in today and participated in the conversation. I want to say thank you for gifting me not only your time, your talent, but your treasure, okay? I want to say thank you to all of everybody who's been rocking with me for almost the past year, especially my midnight folks, my third shifters, the people who be rocking out with me in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to do a reading with me, I am booking at PiscesTarot.com. I only book through my website. I will never reach out to you to do any readings, okay? So there are fake phonies and frauds that are out here reaching out to people. That is not me, okay? I'm gonna tell you that now. Listen, everybody, listen. This is the most important thing that I could tell you all day long, okay? Everybody is dealing with the battle that you do not see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure that you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time.